They say life begins at 40, but mine ended right in the middle of a toast. It was my birthday, candles glowing, music soft, guests laughing, and my husband, Daniel, looked proud. He had planned everything, the decorations, the champagne, even the surprise guests. And then she walked in, a tall, elegant woman with a smile that felt too familiar. Daniel, everyone, this is Emily, my new business partner. Emily, my best friend since college, the one who never missed a secret, the one who hugged me when my mother died. That night, she hugged my husband, Daniel, smiling, to my beautiful wife, Laura, the strongest woman I know, 40 years young and more radiant than ever. Guests applaud. Camera shutters click. Narrator. I smiled, because that's what wives do. But inside, I was bleeding. When he kissed me on the cheek, Emily's eyes were on him, not me. And he looked back. Too long. Too sure. That's when I knew something was rotten in my perfect house. Emily softly. I thought you said she didn't suspect. Daniel, tense whisper. She doesn't. She won't. Not tonight. Narrator whispered. But I did. And I followed them. Quietly. Heels sinking into the carpet. To the wine cellar door. They didn't see me standing there. Not yet. Emily. Daniel. This is insane. What if she finds out? Daniel. She won't. I'll tell her I'm taking the business trip next week. You'll come with me. We'll start over. Emily laughs nervously. You say that every time. Pause. Kissing sounds. A glass falls. Closing parenthesis. Narrator, broken voice. I wanted to scream, but instead, I walked away. Because the best revenge needs patience. Daniel, you were quiet last night. Laura, narrator. Was I? Maybe I was listening. Pause. Daniel, nervous laugh. Listening to what? Laura. The truth. He froze. That was my favorite part. Over the next few days, I collected everything. Emails, messages, photos, bank transfers to EM Holdings. I wasn't going to destroy them in anger. No, I would do it. On stage, my own little theater. I invited them both. Daniel thought it was a peace dinner. Emily thought it was reconciliation. And I thought it was justice. Laura, smiling. Wine, Emily. Emily. Sure. You've always known my favorite. Laura. Oh, I know many of your favorites. Silence. Clock ticks. Daniel. Laura. What is this about? Laura. About honesty. You know, like in business. She looked at him, confused. Then I pressed the button on the remote. Gasps. Emily's glass shatters. Daniel's face drains of color. Daniel shouting. Laura. Please. Laura. No. Daniel. You had your turn. Now it's my show. Emily recording. She'll never know. You said you'd leave her. Daniel recording. I will. After her birthday. Narrator. The room went silent, except for the sound of their lies. Laura. You said that was the night you wanted to start over. You were right. You just didn't know I'd be the one starting over. Daniel pleading. What do you want from me? Laura. Nothing. You already gave me everything. Narrator. What they didn't know was that I had transferred every file to his investors, the ones funding his business. By morning, Daniel's company would be ashes. And Emily? Her name would be on every transaction. The next day, I filed for divorce. Daniel lost everything. His company, his reputation, and his mistress. Emily moved to another city. I never heard from her again, but but on my 41st birthday, I got a card in the mail. Lavender paper. No name. Just 3 words. You were right. They thought they could break me. But I learned something that year. Betrayal doesn't destroy you. It reveals you. So here's my toast. 1 year late. To truth. To freedom. And to the beautiful art of walking away. A year has passed since that night. Since I stopped being the wife who waited and became the woman who watched everything burn and still smiled through the smoke. My life isn't perfect, but it's mine again. The silence in this house no longer feels heavy. It feels honest. Sound. A mail flap drops. Soft envelope rustle. This morning, I found a letter in the mailbox. Lavender paper. No return address. I knew that sent before I opened it. And inside, just a single sentence. I never deserved him either. For the first time, I didn't feel anger, just peace. Because revenge doesn't always come from pain. Sometimes, it's born from release. Sound. Lighter flicks. Paper burns gently. I watched the lavender paper curl into flame. Its smoke fading into the same storm that once tore my life apart. And then, I poured myself a glass of wine. Not to forget, but to celebrate, to freedom, to truth, and to finally being the only one at my own party. Thanks for watching. Subscribe channel and leave comment. Thank you for watching.